Good afternoon, everyone. It is Mike, the Bowtie Writer. Happy Tuesday. Today, I want to talk about platform, and specifically, I want to talk about how to grow your platform, because there's some really general principles that a lot of the discussion completely misses. Let's talk. Growing your platform as a creative is extremely important. Now, if you're not 100% sure what a platform is, I actually made a video about that very topic last week. Feel free to go check it out and then come back here. It's incredibly important that you grow your platform the right way, a way that is sustainable and organic. There are two main ways that creatives can grow their audience. The first one is what we call outreach. And then the second one is what's called either inbound or content-based marketing. Let's take a look at each one of these in more depth. The first of these methods is what's called outreach. And outreach is very simple. You are in a platform on a space where there are people, and you are intentionally and systematically reaching out to people and finding ways to add value. Now, the key here is sincerity. You have to be sincerely wanting to interact with these people and be genuine about it. Let me give you an example from Twitter. You are scrolling through your timeline and you see someone has asked a question that you know the answer to. Then you stop, you think about it a second, and then you give them a meaningful and helpful answer. That's it. That's all this kind of outreach is. Outreach marketing is oftentimes very much misunderstood. It is not just mindlessly messaging people, asking them to buy your book. It is not obtrusive self-promotion that's not at all germane to the conversation. It's also not just idly scrolling through your social media feeds. It is intentional. So I want you to try this. Try systematically reaching out to 3 people a day, 5 people a day, 10 people a day, new people in whatever way you feel comfortable, however many it is. Reach out to them, sincerely interact with them. And you will find that as you're sincerely helping people, your platform, your audience will start to grow. It's no secret, it's just work. Too many people want shortcuts to a big audience without putting in the time to do the work to build the relationships that actually support that audience. And there's no shortcut for relationships. The second main way that you can grow your platform is through what's called inbound or content-based marketing. And this is actually something that is very simple. You make stuff for people to find. It adds so much value to them, they like it so much that they then share it with other people and they start coming back for more. I mean, you're watching an example of content marketing right now. All those discussions about how to grow platform, if you're reading different random blog posts and they're saying you must start a blog or you must start a YouTube or you must start a podcast, whatever the flavor of the month is, in general, what they're telling you is that you should engage in content marketing. Content marketing is extremely powerful for a lot of reasons. One of them is kind of what I call fundamental marketing math. That's a whole other video. That's a whole other video. But the short version is that new stuff gets eyeballs, and you can make a blog post or a podcast or YouTube videos a lot faster than you can write a new book. And so as you're putting that stuff out there, you're going to be building an audience of new eyeballs who see and like your stuff that you can start communicating with. And content marketing becomes a good way to drive traffic to particular locations where you can also then mention things like you have a book coming out. Again, just like with outreach, sincerity is key. If the stuff you're creating is not actually sincere, if you're not interested in it, if you're not serious about it, if you're not making it because you want to help people, people are going to be able to tell and they're less likely to kind of follow up with it. So while this is a powerful tool, I'm also going to say it's not for everyone. It's got some problems. The first downside about content-based marketing is that you are deciding to make content with a capital C, and that's a commitment. That takes time. You don't want to be in a situation where suddenly you're the blogger who's spending all of their time blogging and they're not actually spending any time working on their books. The other thing about content-based marketing is that you have to be comfortable with the medium that you're working in. You now have to also grow an audience for your content. You have to figure out how to grow a YouTube channel, or how to grow a blog, or how to grow a podcast. And that's learning a specific medium, which takes time, it takes effort, and it takes energy. And again, you don't want to be putting so much time into your content pieces that you're not spending time working on your ultimate goal, your books. Third thing is that you might be encouraged to make stuff that you're not entirely comfortable with. For example, I actually, when I first started social media, when I first started Twitter, everyone said make a blog. So I made a blog, except that I didn't know how to blog. I wasn't comfortable making blog posts. It felt stilted, it felt artificial. I felt like I didn't know what I was talking about. And so it was bad. It was not a good blog. The final thing that I will caution you about content-based marketing is that you do not have to be expressly an authority on writing. I talk about writing and craft because I spent years in education and also years as a project manager, so I'm really big on iterations and processes and workflow and being able to explain that. And my day job is in marketing now, so that's why I talk about it. But you don't have to do that. You can talk about something completely different. So that's it. Those are the two general principles that writers and creatives can engage in to grow their platform. I wanted to do this general approach because too often they are diving in and talking about the nitty-gritty of how to grow your blog, and they're not giving you that bigger picture. If you want to create content marketing, cool. Start learning whatever kind of medium you want to create in, whether it's blogs, podcasts, or whatever. There's a whole host of resources that can tell you how to grow that specific medium. If you're wanting to just do outreach, that's great. And honestly, it's very powerful and not recommended near enough. Systematic outreach is good. Like I was saying, too many people want shortcuts to get an audience, and they're not taking the time, they're not doing the work to build those relationships with those audience. As long as you're doing that, you're going to be doing marketing right, and you're going to be growing your platform in a way that's organic and sustainable. So with all that in mind, if there's one content creator that you can recommend, leave a link down below in the comments to who that person is so that this whole comment page can become a resource for other people as they're trying to find creators to follow. Feel free to also reach out to me on Twitter. I love interacting with people there. If you found this information helpful and useful, feel free to like it or subscribe. That really does help the metrics and help grow this channel. And if you thought it was super useful, feel free to share it with other people as well. That really does help get this in front of new people. So that's it. That's all I have for today. I'm Mike, the Bowtie Writer. Everybody, take care, all right? Be kind to yourselves.